Hello, I know it's still the summer, but it's feeling fall outside, so it's almost fall, so I call it a fall stream because fall is like my favorite season of the year. So Darren should be on. I don't know where he's at right now. But he should be on soon. If anything, I'm just gonna do Skyrim randomness from Skatsberry. If you know who he is. He's a good YouTuber. He does these funny things. I just like showing him because he's really cool. But I hope he don't take offense if I use his video. I just like doing it because he's pretty funny. He does a lot of funny Skyrim videos. It's like he's gonna show us something on Skyrim, which I gotta find Skyrim and play with it because I haven't got to play with my Skyrim in a while. Hey Dan, if you're on, come on. I will be right back. Just please come on. Hey Dan, I did a stream, so can you come in? I'll just be right back. If I'm not on, stay in, yes. Alright?
Need something. Need something? On this day, I go to Sonic Yard.
I have so very many ways to deal with people. There's you. If you have business, please see Funk Firewood, my steward.
See, dear,
Yes, Mom?
you still need to remove that blood stain from the incident. Something, do something.
Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim. And oh Lord! Be careful. Do something.
Hey Dan. Sorry, you said to be right back. Come on.
Butterflies, blood, a fox, a sailor dead with the hole, and the chains to die.
Hey.
I want to see something real quick.
Huh?
I want to say something real quick because the new school, the guy that does reviews in 5 seconds,
Yeah.
uploaded something. So I want to see real quick.
Okay.
Um, um, okay.
Man, oh man, I love shitting on the floor of my grandma's house. How about your man, Mary? I love anime. Gee whiz, Batman art anime video game crossovers just great. There's so many of them. In Japan. Yeah, they rarely get released internationally unless you want to fork over the cash for shipping the game. Maybe also a Japanese console to get past the region lock and get through menus of text you can't read. It's not worth it. You hear about these cool Japanese games, but you know that's a lost cause for anyone overseas. It's like having sex with a woman 5 months pregnant because that baby was fucked from the start. Released in North America, J-Stars Victory Versus for PS3, PS4, and Vita. Vita, a shonen jump crossover fighter. You like anime? I love anime. I'm anime all over this place. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, Macaroni Kenshin, Bobo, Saint Seiya, Fist of the North Star, Jojo, Batman, Goku, Goku's hairdresser, a Jehovah's Witness, All Lord, All Cop, Jill, Costume Drop, big person female character, big person female character. Right, games today you have to install first. So let's look at the gameplay. How would one compare J-Stars to the 70 Trillion Dragon Ball Z games that were released last week? Well, it's not aerial-based combat, as you will see remain grounded. I would line this up next to Power Stone or Anarchy Reigns and Open Arena Fighter. 2-on-2 battles as each gets one assist character to summon, with Anarchy Reigns being one of my favorite games and indie rap soundtracks. J-Stars plays as well as I expected, give or take a few problems. When you knock down an opponent, they're invincible for a few seconds after they get back up. You have a sprint opponent, but your time is limited and not all the characters can attack while running. Story mode. If you sit around, you're picking fights or doing fetch quests. This story mode is nothing interesting. Text, stock images, and no voices except for several Japanese sound bites. It's so much to skim through, but the bonding between different franchises can be kind of nice. I love sending opponents flying through buildings. The environments go through all this destruction. It's a real tease. I wish you could venture beyond the small areas provided. The camera can get lost in the environment, and I don't know if it's just my console or does the game repeatedly freeze for a split second. The Dark Tournament Stadium from Yu Hakusho. That's a series that does not get brought up as much as it should. First thing I do on the stage is pick the Royal Reiki to Guru and beat up this anime child. To repeat myself, invincibility recovery does not belong here, at least not after they stand back up. In other fighting games, invincibility is only active when the opponent is on the ground. That's my main nitpick. Everything else translated so well in 3D. I have to praise the sheen of Saint Seiya's armor. It's just like the anime. Oh, and to clear up any confusion, Saint Seiya is known as Knights of the Zodiac in America. I've only ever watched Seiya in Mexico mixed episodes of Ramna One and allow me to go off topic here, but while I was editing this video, I found out this legitimately was the theme song to the US version of Saint characters. It won't take long to unlock the rest doing story missions for in-game money. The story mode is pretty repetitive. It goes on for hours and you're fighting the same 39 playable characters over and over. There's no special boss characters or weird drastic change-ups like Metal Naruto or fighting calling on a team. And no areas outside the battle arena to explore broad foot. What this needed was an army of generic quicker dudes to change things up like Anarchy Reigns or Dynasty Warriors. And just like Anarchy Reigns, it also could have used an original rap soundtrack that would improve the video game. There's two ways you can review a licensed game. Should you play it if you're a fan of the property, and should you play it had you never known it was based on something? But then I realized that out of the first one, I have standards. If you're watching a simplistic fighter akin to Power Stone, I highly recommend this, but maybe on a discount. It's a fun game if the battle system could have been improved. If you already imported this game from Japan the year prior to the US release, the only difference our region added was English text, arcade mode, and battles of people power characters. Yes, if you're thinking more of the globally released anime crossovers, that's Sudoku vs. Capcom. The game featured many anime characters such as I don't know you. That's my curse. Nowadays, Taurus is a perfect balance between a roster of familiar and obscure. I have never heard of half these enemies. Who is this guy, and why is he carrying around a baby so carelessly? Excuse me, would you like this baby? Please take it. We don't want it anymore. When they make another crossover anime game, would you all like to see added? I know it's not the same company as Shonen Jump, but
adding,
Really?
dude, all I wanted was the game to English. Get the freaking English actors to voice their respective characters. You know, like Goku, Shanshimo, obviously. Naruto, Miley Flanagan,
Right.
Yu, whoever voices UK. I don't even know who voices them. I mean, seriously, the only one who does it right, who reads the text, is what the fuck is his name? Kagi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one who reads the text, as far as I know.
Yeah. That's because he wants to
And like, I can't even do the fucking thing because it's like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, he cussed, and I don't care. You've heard me cuss before.
true. Right. Did you have bowling today? Sorry.
What?
Did you have bowling at okay today or
No, it's Thursday now.
Thursday?
Thursday
Did
because
they change it? Because
Thursday because someone dropped the ball. Someone dropped the ball and didn't get back with them as soon as it ended.
You know what I did today, Darren? Cleaned my bedroom. That's what I did today.
That is the anime fight of the 90s. Tonight, next week, where we review other crossover anime fighters like Gainax, Kokumish, Garbanzo, Game Beam, motherfucking Miyazaki, Moe, Melee, Animator, Annihilator, Hentai, Down. It's the best game ever.
gonna take it back. I don't think it's good enough.
But it's just like I want to just do this because he actually reads the text. You know, he actually reads the text. Some of the people just
Come on. Hey, are we gonna play book or?
yeah, we're doing the book. I just want to send you this review.
Okay. I'm just trying to get my dog to eat. She has a food, but kind of a little difficult. She gets this way sometimes.
One of the things I wanted is have the people voice the prospective characters in English. Really, in an English release, get the people who actually voice the characters.
Right.
You know, get Naruto. Whoever voiced Ichigo.
Are you saying get people that speak English?
Yeah. Get the prospective characters voice actors.
Right. Yeah. That's what they need to do, but who knows why they.
You'll see what I mean when I get. You'll see what I mean when I see.
Right.
When
Okay.
I send,
I do want to tell you something funny. I think YouTubers got their own characters.
what?
I think YouTubers got their own characters.
What do you mean?
Like you can buy them as a doll. Like their own little like.
Are you serious?
I don't. Well, I was watching a video one time. If I can try to find to see if it's really true, that these people was in the store and they seen like YouTube players, but as toy doll, like a doll. Like
Go ahead and watch it.
you want to screen share it or
Yeah, screen share.
okay.
Man, oh man, I love shitting on the floor of my grandma's house.
Oh,
How about
really?
Japan, period.
I love anime.
Golly gee whiz, Batman, aren't anime video game crossovers just great? There's so many of them.
In Japan.
Yeah, they rarely get released internationally. Unless you want to fork over the cash for shipping the game, maybe also a Japanese console to get past the region lock and get through menus of text you can't read, it's not worth it. You hear about these cool Japanese games, but you know that's a lost cause for anyone overseas. It's like having sex with a woman 5 months pregnant because that baby was fucked from the start. Until now. Released in North America. J-Stars Victory Versus for PS3, PS4, and Vita. Vita, a Shonen Jump crossover fighter. You like anime?
I love anime.
I'm anime all over this place. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, Macaroni Kenshin, Bobobo, Saint Seiya, Fist of the North Star, JoJo, Pac-Man, Goku, Goku's hairdresser, a Jehovah's Witness, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Cop to You Drop, big-breasted female character, big-breasted female character. This thing, I don't know who the fuck this is. Let's play this game. Oh, right. Games today you have to install first. Oh, God! Oh, God, yeah! So let's talk about the gameplay. How would one compare J-Stars to the 70 trillion Dragon Ball Z games that were released last week? Well, it's not aerial-based combat, as you mostly remain grounded. I would line this up next to Power Stone or Anarchy Reigns, an open arena fighter, 2-on-2 battles as each gets one assist character to summon. With Anarchy Reigns being both one of my favorite games and indie rap soundtracks, J-Stars plays as well as I expected, give or take a few problems. When you knock down an opponent, they're invincible for a few seconds after they get back up. You have a sprint button, but your turning is limited, and not all the characters can attack while running. Story mode. This has you sailing around the map, either picking fights or doing fetch quests. This story mode is nothing interesting. Text, stock images, and no voices except for several Japanese sound bites. It's so much to skim through, but the bonding between different franchises can be kinda nice. I love sending opponents flying through buildings. The environments go through all this destruction. It's a real tease. I wish you could venture beyond the small areas provided. The camera can get lost in the environment, and I don't know if it's just my console or does the game repeatedly freeze for a split second. Ooh, the Dark Tournament Stadium from Hakusho. That's a series that it does not get brought up as much as it should. First thing I did on the stage is pick the roid raging Toguro and beat up this anime child. To repeat myself, invincibility recovery does not belong here, at least not after they stand back up. In other fighting games, invincibility is only active when the opponent is on the ground. That's my main nitpick. Everything else translated so well in 3D. I have to praise the sheen of Saint Seiya's armor. It's just like the anime. Oh, and to clear up any confusion, Saint Seiya was known as Knights of the Zodiac in America. I've only ever watched Seiya in Mexico next to episodes of Ramna 1/2 and Allow me to go off topic here, but while I was editing this video, I found out this legitimately was the theme song to the US version of Saint Seiya. No, I did not click on some kid's AMV. The US theme song really is I Ran by the Flock of Seagulls, covered by Bowling for Soup. That symbol of the early 2000s pop punk era, now known for the Phineas and Ferb theme. You might as well have gotten the Alien Ant Farm cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal and made that the theme song to Lupin III. Well, I talked more of the early 2000s, but let's get back to modern video gaming. There's a tiny bit of customization for your skill sets with these card decks. Unfortunately, it's a long stretch before you start unlocking any of these. I haven't a clue what this does, but you can also switch your character type from effort, triumph, and friendship. Friendship again. Multiplayer, either it's 2-player split screen or 4-player online. You best play the story mode before inviting friends over. Victory Versus from the jump gives you 6 out of 32 playable characters. It won't take long to unlock the rest, doing story missions for in-game money. The story mode is pretty repetitive. It goes on for hours and you're fighting the same 39 playable characters over and over. There's no special boss characters or weird drastic change-ups like Metal Naruto or Fighting Polygon Team, and no areas outside the battle arena to explore on foot. What this needed was an army of generic weaker goons to change things up, like Anarchy Reigns or Dynasty Warriors. And just like Anarchy Reigns, it also could have used an original rap soundtrack. That would improve any video game. There's 2 ways you can review a licensed game. Should you play it if you're a fan of the property? And should you play it had you never known it was based on something? But then I realized, to hell with the first one, I have standards. If you're wanting a simplistic fighter akin to Power Stone, I highly recommend this. But maybe on discount. It's a fun game, yet the battle system could have been improved. If you already imported this game from Japan a year prior to the US release, the only difference our region added was English text, arcade mode, and balanced some of the overpowered characters. I guess if you're seeking more globally released anime crossovers, that's Sudoku vs. Capcom? Yeah, that game featured many anime characters such as Who Cares? I Don't Know You. That's My Purse. Oh, and Cashion's here. Now, J-Stars is a perfect balance between a roster of familiar and obscure. I have never heard of half these animes. Who is this guy, and why is he carrying around a baby so carelessly?
Excuse me, would you like this baby? Please take it. We don't want it anymore.
When they make another crossover anime game, who would you all like to see added? I know it's not the same company as Shonen Jump, but Sailor Moon, Goku versus Asagi, whatever her name was, that is the anime fight of the 90s. Tune in next week where we review other crossover anime fighters like Gainax, Garugamesh, Garbanzo, Gaping, motherfucking Miyazaki, Moe, Melee, Animator, Annihilator, Hentai, Hemorrhage, Hoedown. It's the best game ever!
Don't you want a rematch? Hey there, it's your old pal Tom. Got some big news, but let's get the big guy to help me out. That friendly playtime is over, little girl. Friday, March 17th, Konami's got the new deal. Let's do it, you, Tom. New Absolution. New shows. Oh, goodness. All you Dragon Ball Z. What I represent can never be destroyed. 6, the spirit detective. You have to show. And 6:30, the premiere of The Wandering Samurai. Harumi action. So the true battle finally begins. Ooh, it's so sweet. He always makes it sound so good. See March 17th. Wait.
That's cool. That was cool, Darren.
Thanks. But there's this other video I want to watch. I want you to watch too. Let me just get it.
Okay. I didn't mean to accidentally. I didn't mean to hit that. But it's a good one.
Hello there, Funimation. Fancy meeting you here. I'm looking to watch grade A anime shows, and thanks to your blasted subscriber payroll, I can't Steam also. Actually got bored during my recent vacation, and not only did I subscribe to Crunchyroll, but also Funimation, because I just so happened to like 10 new shows simulcasted in that same week. Let's go for another round. Older and newer shows. I need to catch up. Oh, and all of these are going to be licensed by Funimation. That kind of obvious. I took you guys' advice from earlier first impression videos and decided to meet you halfway when it comes to how much equals a first impression. Everybody said watch at least 3, and I say I shouldn't have to. Everybody else already does that. And so how about the number of episodes I ended up watching before making this video? Does that sound good? Let's start on the grittier side with... Mixed together in the Boondock Saints and Samurai Champloo, and you have Gangsta. And a really nasty drink not taste awful, but that's why I love the show. It's grungy, it's morally disgusting, it has action and 2 decent protagonists, and oh my, the music. If I were to suggest any show from this current season to anyone looking for something 18+, it would be Gangsta all the way. I love the sound. 2 guys for hire who will do anything, and from the looks of it, mob bosses messing with the city, it writes itself. Also, props for being the first show I've seen to use a deaf protagonist. Sign language was used, it was done tastefully, I was impressed. The broadcast time just started, so I'll be waiting a little longer to watch the rest. I already know I'll like it no matter how many episodes I watch, and being able to view it in the surprisingly high quality dub, I have no complaints. A high recommendation from me if you want something for the 18+. Holy crap, this one is good.
gangster.
Yes! Look at me, love! Dandy, please take me! I wanted to watch you set the first laid eyes on you. Your personality is a perverted bebop. That really makes sense. You break the mold. You don't give a shit what happens in your story because it's Dandy, baby. He takes it in stride, so anything can happen in any episode. Oh, man, I haven't had this much fun with a comedy show in some time. And I showed this to my roommates. They're still anime fans, and they enjoyed bebop, so this was right up their alley. They thank Space Dandy for existing. I can't give it any more praise than that. It's immature, clever, and dumb in the best ways possible, and that's what makes it fun. Oh my god, where did this come from? I don't even care, it's here. A definite buy for anyone looking for some laughs and don't mind immaturity. Season 2 is on its way. It hasn't been released yet, but on Funimation right now, you can watch the whole first season dubbed if you have their subscription. Do yourself a favor, run by Dandy. It is so good. How do I put this? Leading up to Castletown Dandelions release, I had the highest of hopes. Hell, I got the subscription specifically to watch this when it was released. The story had some hooks in me, and the overall design had the line and sinker. Just imagine a big family in the middle of Japan. Okay. Now add the fact that they're royalty. Okay, you could make something out of this. Something like planes, the cameras all around town. Oh, and each child in this family has superpowers. But alright, you got me. And I did enjoy Dandelion, save for one small thing. It's not a deal breaker, but I can do without. Stop with the I can see your panties jokes. Short skirt jokes are funny maybe once, but you used it 3 times in episode 1. Chill out with the short skirt jokes, it will be fine. You're too cute to hate on Castletown Dandelion. This is also the first show in a long time to have a big cast and actually have episodes to focus on them. That's tricky to do, especially with a 9+ cast. With 3 episodes in, and they do it well. I should also mention that every episode can have 1 to 3 episodes within itself, and that helps put the focus on everyone else. Another recommendation. Do you notice a theme here? This is a show for fans of the original Haruhi Suzumiya. There you go, review 3 over and done with. If you didn't probably hate this show because it is lackluster on its own merits. Just imagine taking a show based around a god figure bending reality to her unknowing will and turn it into a romantic comedy starring the cute quiet type. That's quite the change. I think the only reason I've stuck with this show past my usual 1-episode rule is the band is back together. This is a candy show for me because I love the original Haruhi Suzumiya. It was the first anime I ever binge watched because I couldn't get enough of it. Funimation also did the unthinkable and brought the original Bang Zoom cast back for this new show. I don't think my heart can take this. I am so happy right now that this exists. Thank you. You make me smile, Funimation. Consider this if you've seen the original recommendation. I don't know what you call it, but please avoid it if you haven't watched the original because other than that, it's going to be boring for you. Let me tell you a little something about me. I love being wrong when it comes to my own first impressions of media. That first impression being looking at the picture, looking at the name, and already calling for a mom to burn it alive. I did the same thing for Don Machi, Monster Musume, and after watching those 2, I'm still sticking with my guns on my original thoughts. From the looks of it, Chimanetta was on the list. I hate this show. I hate it because I shouldn't like it this much. This isn't fair. I was hell-bent on killing this show from episode 1. I liked it. A picture-perfect world where you can't say scientific names for naughty words unless you want the naughty police knocking down your door and arresting you is hilarious. A terrorist who just wants to bring back the sexy jokes and lewd thoughts by throwing porn at people is immature, stupid, and fucking brilliant. I hate this show because I love it. I'm also conflicted. I'm an immature loser that laughed at a show that has almost nothing but innuendos. Give it a shot if you're curious. You either love it or hate it upon first viewing. Oh, this sucks. I wanted to hate this one, but I can't. And this show is crack for me. Finished episode 1 and bought the series because I'm a loser fanboy for this franchise. If you like the game, you'll adore this anime. Then I've got nothing else. Thanks for the fun, Funimation, and I will say I'm having a blast scrolling through your shows and seeing what I've been missing. How about you there? In the audience, I still think a show should be able to prove Did I interest you in any of them? Maybe you've watched some of them already. What did you think? Be sure not to put spoilers in the comments and let me know what you thought of these anime if you've had a chance to view them. I've got 40 more shows to try, so I'll be back another time.
Same deal with the Crunchyroll thing.
Yeah.
As with the Crunchyroll thing,
Mhm.
doing some
Um,
if you want me to, I'll send you the.
yeah, you want to. Okay. Do you want me to play this?
Yeah, play it.
Hello there, Funimation. Fancy meeting you here. I'm wanting to watch grade A anime shows, and thanks to your blasted subscriber paywall, I can't see most of them. Short story here, I actually got bored during my recent vacation, and not only did I subscribe to Crunchyroll, but also Funimation, because it just so happens that like 10 new shows simulcasted in that same week. Let's go for another round. Older and newer shows. I need to catch up. Oh, and all of these are going to be licensed by Funimation, kind of obvious. I took your guys' advice from earlier first impression videos and decided to meet you halfway when it comes to how much equals a first impression. Everybody said watch at least 3. I say I shouldn't have to. Everybody else already does that. So how about the number of episodes I ended up watching before making this video? Does that sound good? Let's start on the grittier side with... Mix together the Boondock Saints and Samurai Champloo and you have Gangsta. And a really nasty drink. Oh, it tastes awful, but that's why I love this show. It's grungy, it's morally disgusting, it has action and 2 decent protagonists, and oh my, the music. If I were to suggest any show from this current season to anyone looking for something 18+, it would be Gangsta all the way. I love the setup. 2 guys for hire who will do anything, and from the looks of it, mob bosses messing up the city, it writes itself. Also, props for being the first show I've seen to use a deaf protagonist. Sign language was used, it was done tastefully, I was impressed. The broadcast up just started, so I'll be waiting a little longer to watch the rest. I already know I'll like it no matter how many episodes I watch, and being able to view it in the surprisingly high-quality dub, I have no complaints. A high recommendation from me if you want something for the 18+. Holy crap, this one is good. Yes! Oh, I'm in love!
I've actually seen this show.
I wanted to watch you since I first laid eyes on you. Your person.
What?
I've actually seen this show. It's pretty good.
Did you? I think I've seen it.
Like, have you ever seen Bebop?
Yes, I actually have.
Okay. It's kind of like that. But the guy is. It's kind of. And have you ever seen blah 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 blah?
Mm.
Personality is a perverted bebop. That really makes sense. You break the mold. You don't give a shit what happens in your story because it's dandy, baby. He takes it in stride, so anything can happen in any episode. Oh man, I haven't had this much raw fun with a comedy show in some time. And I showed this to my roommates. They're somewhat anime fans, and they enjoyed bebop, so this was right up their alley. They thanked Space Dandy for existing. I can't give it any more praise than that. It's immature, clever, and dumb in the best ways possible, and that's what makes it fun. Oh my god, where did this come from? I don't even care, it's here. A definite buy for anyone looking for some laughs and don't mind immaturity. Season 2 is on its way. It hasn't been released yet, but on Funimation right now, you can watch the whole first season dubbed if you have their subscription. Do yourself a favor. Oh, run by Dandy. It is so good. How do I put this? Leading up to Castletown Dandelion's release, I had the highest of hopes. Hell, I got the subscription specifically to watch this when it was released. The story had some hooks in me, and the overall design added the line and sinker. Just imagine a big...
What?
You want me to send you Space Dandy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Family in the middle of Japan. Okay. Now add the fact that they're royalty. Okay, you could make something out of this. Somewhat explains the cameras all around town. Oh, and each child in this family has superpowers. What? All right, you got me. And I did enjoy Dandelion, save for one small thing. It's not a deal breaker, but I could do without. Stop with the I can see your panties jokes. Short skirt jokes are funny maybe once, but you used it 3 times in episode 1. Chill out with the short skirt jokes and we'll be fine. You're too cute to hate on, Castletown Dandelion. This is also the first show in a long time to have a big cast and actually have episodes to focus on them. That's tricky to do, especially with a 9+ cast, but 3 episodes in, and they do it well. I should also mention that every episode can have 1 to 3 episodes within itself, and that helps put the focus on everyone else. Another recommendation. Do you notice a theme here? This is a show for fans of the original Haruhi Suzumiya. There you go, review 3, over and done with. If you didn't know anything Haruhi beforehand, you will probably hate this show, because it is lackluster on its own merits. Just imagine taking a show based around a god figure bending reality to her unknowing will, and turn it into a romantic comedy starring the cute quiet type. That's quite the change. I think the only reason I've stuck with this show past my usual 1-episode rule is the band is back together. This is a candy show for me because I love the original Haruhi Suzumiya. It was the first anime I ever binge-watched because I couldn't get enough of it. Funimation also did the unthinkable and brought the original Bang Zoom cast back for this new show. I don't think my heart can take this. I am so happy right now that this exists. Thank you. You make me smile, Funimation. Consider this a, if you've seen the original recommendation. I don't know what you'd call it. But please avoid it if you haven't watched the original, because other than that, it's going to be boring for you. Let me tell you a little something about me. I love being wrong when it comes to my own first impressions of media. That first impression being looking at the picture, looking at the name, and already calling for a mob to burn it alive. I did the same thing for Don Machi, Monster Musume, and after watching those 2, I'm still sticking with my guns on my original thoughts, and from the looks of it, Shimoneta was on the list. I hate this show. I hate it because I shouldn't like it this much. This isn't fair. I was hellbent on killing this show from episode 1, but I liked it. A picture-perfect world where you can't say scientific names for naughty parts unless you want the naughty police knocking down your door and arresting you is hilarious. A terrorist who just wants to bring back the sexy jokes and lewd thoughts by throwing porn at people is immature, stupid, and fucking brilliant. I hate this show because I love it. I feel so conflicted. I'm an immature loser that laughed at a show that is almost nothing but innuendos. Give it a shot if you're curious. You'll either love it or hate it upon first viewing. Oh, this sucks. I wanted to hate this one, but I can't. And this show is crack for me. Finished episode 1 and bought the series because I'm a loser fanboy for this franchise. If you like the game, you'll adore this anime. And I've got nothing else.
Please, Blue.
Thanks for the fun, Funimation, and I will say I'm having a blast scrolling through your shows and seeing what I've been missing. How about you there, in the audience? I still think a show should be able to prove itself out the gate, but I do agree that more media may sway my liking of something. As for the shows looked at today, did I interest you in any of them? Maybe you've watched some of them already. What did you think? Be sure not to post spoilers in the comments, and let me know what you've thought of these anime if you've had a chance to view them. I've got plenty more shows to try, so I'll be back another time.
No, they're crazy on the sex jokes, dude.
Okay.
Not really crazy about them sex jokes.
Now we're doing the book.
Yeah.
Before I forget, before I have to go to bed.
Right.
So yeah, and before I forget to send this drawing, I'm gonna send this drawing. Did you see the video I sent you earlier?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Um, like, have you ever seen Bubble 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 Bubble?
Yes.
Space Andy's like that. A little bit. It's so stupid, it's funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna call you baby no matter what, you like it or not, okay?
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Sorry, I just want to see if it's at
Why,
okay, it's at
why did you say okay when I said that?
Preaching that he was making the Doctor sound like Bob the Builder. But yes, I can.
Why did you say okay when I said that?
No, I was wondering if I
No,
if it
I
was
said
like
I'm gonna call you baby no matter what, you like it or not, and you said okay.
I love you.
I love you too, but why did you say okay?
Because sorry about
Because
that.
well,
The reply. It's on the
Because what?
separate circuit.
I love you.
I love you too.
We're still trying to come to terms with things.
You ask me a question.
Dashed about removing
More
all
than
the control. While everyone was still trying to come to terms with things, the doctor had dashed about removing. Still trying to come.
Come on.
Come on, what?
It's in the dark.
What are you coming on for?
Crap.
What's going on?
Did that thing where the audio just froze.
The Mantideans began to crowd round, legs and feelers reaching out to the disruptor, suggesting this thing or that thing to try. Rose whispered, "So, can I go now?" and began to back away again without waiting for an answer. They were all distracted. She should really leave before they began to, for example, notice her again. Wonderfully.
I love you.
Why are you okay when I say that?
I'm okay if you call me baby or whatever.
Why? Why can't I just call you buddy or something?
No, you can't.
Why?
Because I'm not a buddy.
I'm still dating them.
The power loss had affected all the doors, all the traps and puzzles. She felt elated at first, thinking it was going to be a cinch getting out. But of course, it wasn't. The power loss had affected all the lights too. The more she thought back to those hours wandering the maze of tunnels, and that was with the doctor to guide her. And how on earth was she going to get over all those pits and things in the dark?
I love you too, Dan.
And she was
Yes, I love you.
I love you too.
If you don't know, the Mantideans were these, were actually civilized. Like, they could talk and shit.
Right.
Did you get to that part?
I don't remember if I did remember.
All right. Anyway,
I might have. I'm not sure yet.
they were like mature. They were like smart.
Right. Yeah.
but she wasn't as much as she'd like to be. Wonder Woman. She thought the adventure was over, but perhaps it was just beginning. Chapter 21. With indecent haste, while everyone was still trying to come to terms with things, the doctor had dashed about removing all the control discs.
Okay, let me fix the quality a little bit here.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll just...
Otherwise, just being.
And then sorted out the teleport system back to Earth. Can you fix it? Robert had asked, cringing that he was making the doctor sound like Bob the Builder. But was the reply. It's on a separate circuit, no worries. And the doctor had zapped everyone back to Earth. He had then proceeded to smash the teleport controls with a large spanner. Robert, who begged, pleaded, and behaved like a total brat to be allowed to stay with the doctor, got a bit panicky. But the doctor assured him he'd allowed enough time for everyone to rematerialize on Earth before he destroyed the teleporter. "You'll just have to go home in my spaceship," the doctor told Robert. And Robert wasn't going to argue with that. Rose was inching her way very, very carefully down a very, very steep slope when she heard someone crying. "Hello?" she called out. "Is there anyone there?" The crying stopped, choked off. "Hello?" said a woman's voice. "Oh, I'm here! I'm here!" Rose scrambled down the rest of the way. Her night vision was getting better, and she thought she could just see the dim figure of a woman. "I'm coming!" she called. "Stop!" the woman called back, turning towards Rose in a panic. Rose scrambled to stop her feet carrying on forward of their own volition. In the dark, she had not noticed the pit in front of her. She grabbed the arm of the woman. "Thanks," she said. "I'd have gone right in." It looked as if the woman half smiled. "Don't thank me yet," she said. "I think we're trapped." Rose turned round. Behind them was the steep slope, hard enough to slide down, impossible to climb up. In front of them was the pit, and there was no other way out. The box might say police public call box on the outside, but the doctor told him that was just for disguise. It was quite a disguise, because inside the spaceship. Robert thought his eyes were going to explode as he tried to take it all in. "This is your spaceship," he said. "Really? It really belongs to you?" "Uh-huh," said the doctor casually, but he gave Robert a huge grin. "Brilliant, isn't it? And you and Rose travel around the universe doing good deeds, yeah. Well, and having a bit of fun sometimes. So she's really like your assistant, like Robin or something." The doctor snorted. "Assistant? Rose? Right. She travels with me in my time machine. You'd think I'd be the boss, yeah? Yeah, right. There have been times I wouldn't have minded one of them little silver boxes, I tell you. It'd make things a whole lot easier." But Robert was no longer listening. His attention had well and truly been caught by something at the beginning of the doctor's rant. "Time machine?" The doctor snorted again, but he was grinning again too. Yeah, I can take you to the furthest corners of the universe. I say, to infinity and beyond. And everyone's always, "Oh, that's nice, that's good." But as soon as I mention it travels in time as well, he flicked a switch on this amazingly bizarro, giant, glowing mushroom in the middle of the fantastic control room. Rose was just the same. And talking of Rose, "How are we going to find her, though?" asked Robert. "Oh, the TARDIS will manage now the force field's down," said the doctor. "I can't quite work out why, but she seems to have taken a shine to that girl." And he pulled a lever, and the room was suddenly flooded with green light. "We're off," said the doctor. And Robert thought it was the most exciting thing that had happened to him in his entire life. Rose was wondering if she could find a way of getting the sonic screwdriver to melt stone, so she could make handholds down the side of the pit, to see if there were any exits at the bottom. It seemed a stupid, impractical plan, but it was the only one she had just at the moment, apart from the even more useless one about making a very long rope out of all their clothes. For a start, it almost certainly wouldn't be long enough. For another, they'd then be running around in their undies, and for a third, the flimsy fabrics probably wouldn't take the weight anyway. Shame it didn't tell you on the little label inside. 100% cotton, wash at 40 degrees, do not tumble dry, able to support up to 500 kilograms. Rose's new friend, whose name was Daisy, sat there quietly while Rose expounded her various schemes and theories. She still seemed rather shell-shocked. She had asked Rose who else had got out of there, and Rose had told her about everyone she had encountered in the stronghold. She hoped they had all got out. Daisy didn't think she knew any of them apart from Tim Brealey. But then, I've been in there a long time, I think, she said. It's not once or twice, but always started again. You were lucky, said Rose. Daisy smiled sadly. Lucky. Perhaps. But that was everyone. They got through people very quickly. But no one else could have survived from the time I went in. I hope tears were streaming down her cheeks. It was so hard. Just me and him. His dad didn't want to know. It's been so hard making ends meet. But I tried so hard. I loved him so much. I know that teens are supposed to be difficult, but it seems to resent me so much. But I'd have done anything for him. Anything. When you try to protect him from measles and mumps and running out into the road and playing with matches, but you can't protect them from things like this. Things that you didn't know about. Things you'd never have believed were real. Rose sat down beside her and reached out for her hand. You had a kid. My little bobbles. She tried to laugh. You're falling in that. Here you go. My name is Robert. Rose jumped. She'd been so stupid. The woman had only asked about people in the stronghold. She hadn't thought to mention people back at the Quebble's base. Obviously, Daisy hadn't dared to hope he had stayed there this long. Daisy, it's all right, she cried. Robert's. She was struck by a sound that wasn't just music to her ears. It was the most wonderful music ever. It was the greatest symphony ever written, performed by the best orchestra in the world. It was the sound of the TARDIS. Rose had to grab Daisy, who had started to back away in astonishment and fear, forgetting, or no longer caring, that there was a very deep pit behind. And then, suddenly, there was the TARDIS in front of them, its flashing light banishing the darkness, banishing their fear. The door opened. A young lad poked his head out and saw Daisy. Bubbles! She screamed. Oh, my darling, my darling! The lad put up with her massive embrace with fairly bad grace. Mum, he said, my name is Robert. Then the doctor appeared, still the same as ever, grinning away. Rescue party, he said. He turned to Daisy and seemed to be checking her out. Rose coughed pointedly. Is this your mum then? He said to Robert. I mean, she's not really how I imagined her from your description. Robert shrugged and made a face. Hello, said the doctor to Daisy, holding out her hand. I'm the doctor. She grabbed his hand with both of hers, thanks pouring out of her mouth. It took a while for the doctor to extricate himself. Then he turned to Rose. There you are then. All right. Yeah, she said. I'm all right. They went into the TARDIS. I couldn't have done it without you, Robert. You really are special. You really are a chosen one. Some might even call you a hero. Thanks, Doctor, but it was nothing. Oh, Robert, you were wonderful. You saved my life. Truly you did. Doctor? Yes, Rose? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think I am, Rose. Robert, would you do us the very great honour of staying with us? Travelling round the universe with us? Doing good and having fun? That's what we do. That's what the three of us will do. You really mean it? Really? Me travel with you and Rose, being the hero, being the special one. Of course I... But there's your mum now. Look how upset she was. And she'd know all about it. She might even want to come with you. You can't take your mum on an adventure. That's not how it works. That's not right. And the doctor won't ask you. And you can't ask him because you couldn't bear it if he said no. You'd be so mortified. And mortified doesn't actually really mean killed. And you would have to kill yourself. There's only the two of you, you and your mum. You couldn't really leave her on her own. Not really. Now the four of them were on their way back to Earth. Rose, the wonderful girl, seemed a bit quiet. He'd imagined her more happy, more bouncy, but then maybe she was normally. Holding his breath, not quite believing what he was doing, he went over to her. "Hello," he said. "I'm Robert." Stupid, she knew that already. "Hello, Robert," she said, smiling and making his heart jump up and down like a yo-yo. Are you all right?" he asked her. She waved a hand. Yeah, I'm fine. The doctor's got rid of all that stuff from inside me, all the bits that went inside my nerves. There was silence. Robert desperately tried to think of something to say, something witty and charming, something to show that he was perfectly at home in her company and perhaps they could be friends. He still hadn't thought of anything when Rose spoke again. "Well, maybe I'm not fine. You had one of those things stuck on your head, didn't you?" Robert told her that yes, he had, but not one that had been activated, not one that had made him do things. "It was horrible," she said, "not being in control. Makes you think though. Makes you wonder if you're going through life like that. Anyway." Robert gaped. "You're going around the universe, saving it." She shrugged. "Yeah, right. But I'm only Robin. And I don't mean I have a thing for tights and underwear on the outside." Robert tried not to think of Rose's underwear, but he remembered what the doctor had said when he'd suggested the same thing. "Actually, I'm not even Robin," said Rose. "I'm more Lois Lane." She nodded at the doctor, who was busy at the console, "Gets to be the superhero. I get to be rescued." "That's what you think?" asked Robert. "It's what I know," she replied. Robert grinned. "Funny that he doesn't know it," he said. Rose's mouth fell open. "He's been talking about me." "Might have," said Robert, hardly daring to believe he was actually teasing the wonderful girl. "Might have said a thing or two." And still scarcely crediting his own courage in the face of extreme gorgeousness, he just laughed and refused to say any more. They landed back on the Powell estate, opposite the Chinese and the youth club, and Rose wasn't a bit surprised. The place was deserted, though. The latest of late-nighters had gone to bed, and the early birds weren't up yet. It was that depressing time in the early morning where the only people about were milkmen, police officers, and time travelers. She explained to Daisy and Robert where they were. "There won't be any buses for an hour or two, I don't reckon," she said. But Daisy said that was fine. They'd find a night bus, or they'd walk, or get a taxi or something. Robert seemed to be about to protest, didn't want to go, but Daisy stood firm. And only a minute or two after the TARDIS had landed, the two of them were walking away together, Robert shrugging off Daisy's protective arm. Rose had suppressed a laugh, reflecting on how intensely irritating she found her own mum only a few years ago. Well, and many days since, but in a different way. The lad had kept glancing back at her, and she knew why. So she smiled and waved goodbye. They walked away together, the boy and his mum. Rose seemed sorry to see them go, so Robert kept throwing back looks, trying to reassure her. She couldn't bear it and came running after him. "Please don't go, Robert," she said. "Please stay with me, with us. It'll be great, the three of us together being heroes out in the universe." And Robert wanted to stay with her, wanted to go back, wanted it more than anything else ever. But he knew he couldn't. So he said, "I'm sorry, Rose. I've got to stay here. Got to look after my mum." He smiled. "Got to be a hero by myself here on Earth." And although she still looked a bit sad, she smiled and said, "I understand."
You're doing the right thing. And he knew that he was. He turned to his mum and said gruffly, stumbling a bit over the words, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad they didn't hurt you. And she gave him a look full of sunshine, lighting up the world. Then, together, happy, they went home. Rose stopped waving as Robert and Daisy turned the corner and disappeared from sight. She looked at the doctor and sighed. Suppose you better hang around till the morning then. Go and see everyone. Thank Mickey for saving the day and all that. Make sure he's giving Mrs. Burton a shopping basket back, stuff like that. The doctor looked horror-stricken. Tell Mickey the idiot that he saved the day? What do you want to do that for? You said he did. You told me all about it. He shook his head. No, I didn't. Didn't say anything of the kind. I said he'd been of some slight use, and at least he didn't muck everything up like normal. You could tell him that then, she said. It's high praise coming from you. But he looked quite alarmed. And then there's my mum, she said. I need to call the hospital, find out how she is. She glanced up at Bucknell House, up high at her flat. There was a light on in the window. Mum said that Darren Pye nicked her keys, she said. We've got burglars! And she raced off. Rose let herself into the flat as quietly as she could. The doctor was following on behind. Burglars didn't stand a chance against them. Light was coming from under the door to her right, her mum's room. She pushed the door open, ready to shout or fight or scream. But inside, there was just her mum asleep. The bruises on her face shone brightly coloured in the illumination from the lamp, and Rose's heart twisted. She put a hand to stop the doctor coming any further and padded softly over to the bed. But she must have made some noise because Jackie's eyes flickered open. There was alarm in them for a moment, then relief and happiness as she recognised Rose. Hello, darling, she whispered. Hello, Mum, said Rose. They let you out then? She hadn't thought they would, not yet. Her mother looked so awful. But the sense of relief, knowing it hadn't been as bad as all that, it was overwhelming. Jackie smiled sleepily. Said I'll be fine. Just take it easy. She yawned. Come back to sleep, Rose said. Will you still be here in the morning? Rose leaned over and kissed her mum gently on the forehead. Dunno, she said. I'll see you soon, whatever. Then, as Jackie's eyes closed again, Rose crept out of the room. The doctor was making a cup of tea in the kitchen. Mum's asleep, Rose said, yawning herself. Not a bad idea, I reckon. I've got my room and you can have the sofa. The doctor helped himself to a biscuit. Yeah, then maybe tomorrow we could go and feed the ducks in the park. Oh, perhaps there'll be a good film on telly. She gave him a hard stare. So you're telling me you don't want to hang around? Boring, he said. Who wants to do ordinary things like sleep when there's a universe to explore? What would you rather do? Catch 40 winks or nip off to have a look at the moons of Jupiter? I don't know, she said, teasing. Isn't it quite cold up there? Somewhere warm then, he said. We could watch the building of the Great Pyramid, or investigate this rumour I heard about this mad scientist who tried to build asbestos robots to colonise the sun. And all of Rose's tiredness fell away as he spoke. She looked out of the window as the sun rose upon another grey London day and thought about the alternatives the doctor was offering. And she realised that while she might truly be the mistress of her own destiny, sometimes there really wasn't much of a choice. Yeah, all right, she said. So, arm in arm, they left the flat and walked towards the future.
Who says families have to share data? Now get 4 lines, each with up to 10 gigs of 4G LTE.
But the majority of game owners had already handed theirs over in exchange for not being thumped. And it came as little surprise when the would-be thumper was identified by some of Rose's near neighbours as Darren Pye. Sort of voiced by his own petard, said Rose, as they walked down the road towards the next block of flats. Nicking all these games and then getting killed by one of them, in one of them. The doctor suddenly stopped. If that's what happened. Come on. And he was moving back the way they had come so quickly that Rose's feet were still going onwards. He turned around and hurried after him, but he wouldn't tell her why the plan had changed. This Darren Pye, he said. Thick, is he? As a brick, Rose replied. Got to have some sort of reasoning power to beat someone up their lunch money, though, said the doctor. Fist plus terrified first year equals cash, sort of thing. Bit devious enough not to get caught by the teachers. Shrewd enough not to take things so far that the police get involved. So, said Rose. So, perhaps we've got something more to worry about. Come on. To Rose's slight surprise, the doctor didn't head back to her flat, but to Mickey's. He swept in with barely a rap on the front door. Mickey was in the bedroom, concentrating on the computer. We want to have a look at that summit again, said the doctor. Mickey seemed to know what he meant. It's gone mad, he said. Just this evening, Deaf demanded it is everywhere. There are message boards and stuff. Price has gone up to 100 quid, and there's one on eBay that's gone up already over £200. Damn! Shouted the.
Sorry, I have to like.
It's okay.
Okay, Google. List of Doctor Who books.
New series Adventures includes Winner Takes All and other books.
Next book. Ready?
Yep.
Let me. Ah, damn it. Okay. Okay. This is the full book. Whatever.
So I went to my room and got out my pen and paper. I had lots of ideas about it, and I wrote them all down.
I'm sorry.
Then I called Dusty to my room and set to work,
I forgot it was
using mother's cutters and things from her work kit. First, I took off her.
I forgot it was the wrong. Yeah, I would appreciate it. Okay, Google. Doctor Who, Only Human.
Here is some information about Only Human.
Okay, Google. Hold on. Okay, Google. Doctor Who Only Human audiobook. Okay, Google. Doctor Who Only Human audiobook. Okay.
It was there again, at the foot of the bed. She could hear it. She tried to do as she had been told. She gritted her teeth and closed her eyes and made a humming sound in the back of her throat to block out its shuffling and its scraping. She tried to focus on that and on the drone of the nighttime.
Sorry. I'm trying to find the right one. The hell? Okay, Google. Doctor Who Only Human, Chapter 1, audiobook. Oh. Okay. Wait, would you mind calling that first? Okay. Try to find this on my iPhone. Take over.
You will.
Yeah, I'm coming. Do you mind telling us first? Not mad, but come on, tell us.
Right.
I want to find it first. Doctor Who Only Human audiobook. Bill. Oh, for God's sake, I can't even find good. I can't find it. Go to the next. That's not it. I gotta go.
Yeah, you probably should go. I'll take over.
I mean,
Are you muted?
Kelly Thompson.
Gotta put it there. On top.
Alright.
Hey,
Cool.
can you hear me or can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I know that you're. Well, he doesn't like it.
What?
Ken.
Who?
Grandpa installed it on the computer.
Oh, he doesn't.
Nah, it's,
Yeah, right.
he can uninstall it. He's got a year. Oh, he's telling me not to. He's not telling me. He's telling me not to do it.
Well, I did. He said it was good. I do what I say.
You have it.
Guys.
If you don't like it, you can always uninstall it.
I like it. I love it. Actually, makes a lot of things easier to use.
Maybe when we get married. Maybe when we get married, I'll do it. If they still have the update up there.
Most likely when we get married. They probably have it where you have to buy it now, but
Yeah, who knows? Alright, let me look this up.
alright. How was dinner, by the way?
Good.
You want to do a lot of stuff when we get married?
What?
You want to do a lot of stuff that you can't do when we get married.
Okay, Google. Yeah. Okay, Google. Doctor Who I Am a Dalek audiobook.
Showing pictures matching your request.
Okay. Okay, Google. Doctor Who I Am a Dalek audiobook. Doctor Who. I am. Oh. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside audiobook. Hold on.
Here we keep going.
This might be a little bit
Different.
yeah. It's out of order, but you know, all
It's
I
good.
need to know.
Doctor Who,
Well, I say it's better than nothing. So.
by Stephen Cole. Read by David Thorpe. It lasts 7 hours, 25 minutes. Here's a brief description of the book.
I want to see if they have the
The
rest of these.
TARDIS takes the Doctor and Rose to
I want to see if they have
investigation.
the rest of these.
Okay.
Yeah, just hold on a second.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I couldn't. Let's see. Winner takes all. Winner takes all.
A pink glow was flickering around the edges of the mirrored window. Apart from that, there was absolutely no sense of them being in motion. There was no vibration, It would tremble coming up through the deck under her feet. Nothing at all in front, except the distant background murmur of a transposition. Sugar Macaulay thought that it was a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. Given the unimaginable distances they were travelling and the mind-blowing velocities involved, she felt that there really ought to be something more spectacular to show for it than a flickering pink glow around.
Okay, just hold on. I need to, these are all the audiobooks apparently. Okay. So you don't mind, right? You don't mind if it's out of order, do you?
I don't mind.
Actually, I'm gonna do monsters and okay. I'm gonna do Monsters Inside Me first.
Okay. What kind of stuff do you want to do when we get married?
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, these are all the Doctor Who audiobooks then.
Cool.
Okay. We need to find the right one. View all current entries. Thank you very much. I want to do them all from the beginning. Let's see. David Tennant, no. Well, these aren't in order, but who cares?
Well, I don't really mind it.
I just want to see if they're in order.
He doesn't need the clock to know what time it is. The most anticipated hour of the day is full of meaty taste and good for
I
him.
just want to see if these are in order or not.
The castle was haunted by a young girl. She was called Jana, and she wasn't a ghost, just a girl left to fend for herself. A shadow glimpsed in the kitchens, a flicker of movement in the corridor, a shape watching from the alcove, like a ghost. And Jana, in her turn, was also haunted, like a dead sister. It started the day the man looked in the mirror. Jana wondered what was in the crate. She watched Bill and Bot carry it to the great hall. Jana crept after them, hiding in her favourite spot under the long side table. The crate contained a mirror which was taller than Bill and wider than Bot. He struggled to exit the wall. Bill and Bot stood in front of the mirror and looked at themselves. "That's workmanship, Bill," Bot said. "You're not wrong, Bot," Bill agreed. "You'd think it was really old." The mirror looked old to Jana.
Okay, I'm going to do the Monsters Inside Me first.
Okay. Whatever you want.
Because, okay, Google. Doctor Who audiobooks.
In the hallway.
Okay. Nothing died. Okay.
Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside, by Stephen Cole. Read by David Thorpe. It lasts 7 hours, 25 minutes. Here's a brief description of the book.
I'm just trying to think.
The TARDIS.
I'm just trying to think. Maybe this guy had all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to find a certain one?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. The only thing though is that winner takes all. One sec. Because I'm trying to think here. Yeah.
Right. Trying to find someone.
Like maybe I'll find it if I actually type in book 2.
Maybe. Can you try?
Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside. By
Maybe.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay, baby.
Web again. Okay, Google. Doctor Who book 2. Doctor Who. Wait. Okay, Google. Doctor Who, the second book. Okay, Google. Doctor Who New Series Adventures, second book. Okay, Google. Doctor Who New Series Adventures.
Here is some information about new series adventures.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. Only human. Okay. Okay, Google. Doctor Who Only Human audiobook.
Chapter 32 of Dr. Thorne. This is the LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Dr. Thorne by Anthony Trollope, Chapter 32, Mr. Oriole.
Never mind. Okay, Google. Doctor Who, the monsters inside.
Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside, by Stephen Cole. Read by David Thorpe. It lasts 7 hours, 25 minutes. Here's a brief description of the book. The TARDIS takes the Doctor and Rose to a destination in deep space. Justicia, a prison camp stretched over 6 planets where Earth colonies deal with their criminals. While Rose finds herself locked up in a teenage hostel, the Doctor is trapped in a scientific labour camp. Each is determined to find the other, and soon both Rose and the Doctor are risking life and limb to escape in their distinctive styles. This book was published by BBC Books in 2005. Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside.
Hey, Dad, I'm gonna get off the stream if they're okay.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. I'll see you later
I
tomorrow.
smiled, but I couldn't tell